Okay, this video is about how to blog to get the points for your blog post, your Keystone terms, and your double entry journal. So you start with your blog because you're actually going to post a blog post. This is at blog.alango.org, linked in Symblue or the agenda. Log in, hover over my sites, your name, click dashboard. On the left hand side, click under posts, add new. Title it Keystone Terms. I'm going to use the third list for this week. Okay, then you click down into the body. Now on your screen it probably looks like this. So where all those boxes are, I hover over it. It says toolbar toggle. I'm going to click there because then the table, insert table feature pops up. So I'm going to insert a table. I want my table to be 2 columns since it's a double entry journal, and then as many rows as I have Keystone terms plus 1 for the title. So 7. You can make the outline of your table black by clicking table properties under border, type in black. Alright, now I have quotes from, I'm going to do the title of my book, which is Traditionally Pennsylvania Dutch by Edward Smith, and book titles are italicized. Alright, so that is there, and then on the right hand side you have your responses. So you can do this 2 ways. One, if you want to type the Keystone terms under responses right now so that you can look for quotes that you think would correspond or help demonstrate your knowledge of the Keystone terms, you could do that. So I'm going to pause and do that. You could also start with the quotes on the left hand side and then try to tie them into the Keystone terms. It kind of depends on your book and how you want to do it, but I'm going to pause and write in the Keystone terms right now. Alright, so I have my Keystone terms here on the right hand side under responses. So now I'm going to pull out my independent novel and look through, read the book to find quotes, specific words or phrases that I can quote word for word from the book that I could respond to using the Keystone terms. So you have to kind of find ones that make sense. Some you can make it make sense in any way. If it helps you to use sticky notes as you're reading to point out parts that you want to respond to, then you would have all your quotes ready to go and you can just type them up. Otherwise, you can take the time during class or on your own to read through and find quotes. So I'm going to pause the video and put my quotes in now. Okay, so I put my quotes in. These are just sentences from the book that I thought related to the Keystone terms. Now I have to fill out my response to actually use the Keystone term to show that I understand the definition and how it is used, and that's why I count this as a Keystone grade. So, for example, my first quote I put, notice it's in quotation marks, I have the page number, I know what book it's from, my title and my author up there. Okay, so my first quote, this book is an old book, but it was just by my desk. To many people, the term Pennsylvania Dutch brings to mind the plain people, and then I did ... because I'm skipping a couple of words, but they constitute a very small portion of the total Pennsylvania Dutch population. So I want to use the word differentiate correctly here in response to that quote. So I could say the author is differentiating between types of Pennsylvania Dutch people, showing that the stereotype of being plain does not apply to them all. Okay, so I use the Keystone term correctly because the author is actually differentiating, and I explain that. Alright, so that would be correct there. Full points for that one. So I'm going to go down to the next one. So you keep going until you've used all the words correctly in conjunction with your book. The next one, the quote, these dances, hoedowns, I put that in brackets. It's not actually in that sentence, but that's what he is referring to. Require a great deal of endurance, so my response might be, I could draw the conclusion about PA Dutch that they enjoy strenuous activities since they choose to perform dances in their free time that requires endurance. So it doesn't say in the book that Pennsylvania Dutch enjoy strenuous activity or enjoy physical labor, but the book does say that they perform dances for fun, and the dances they choose to do require a great deal of endurance, which is like how long you can maintain that physical activity. So I'm drawing the conclusion that they must enjoy it since they choose to do it. Alright, once you have them all filled out, I obviously only did 2, but for time's sake, just pretend I did them all. Okay, they're all in there. Then you would hit publish, and this blog post would go live to your blog, so I could look at it. Here it is, here's what we just wrote. They're not all filled in, but you can see my quotes, my responses. I know the book, the Keystone terms are used correctly. I'm showing that I'm reading my independent novel because I have my page numbers. So that's how you can triple dip those 3 assignments. Let me know if you have questions or want my help in iSpartan or after school.